broadcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Teammate Real Estate and Teammate Academy event for August. It is really great to have you here with us today. And Keith, I think we need to go back up to the first slide there. That would be great.
Yeah. I did a did a thing for Facebook Live here, and it changed screens on me there. There we go. All right. Sorry about that.
All right. So we're really
that's okay. I'm actually watching on. So go ahead, and we're only starting now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah, because I was actually waiting on my iPad.
So give me the countdown. 3, 2, 1.
You're on.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Teammate Real Estate and Teammate Academy August event. We are very excited to have you guys here today. Tonight, our coach, Vern Kugberd, is going to be talking about the value of a coach. So who are we? Teammate Real Estate and Teammate Academy is the largest in Winnipeg and in fact across Manitoba real estate investors club. And it's the only free club. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've attended pretty much every real estate club that is known in Winnipeg in the past. And I can tell you with certainty that this is the only free one. And we add a lot of value to our members for free each and every month. So Teammate Academy in real estate, we're comprised of like-minded individuals. We are all investors. We all aspire to be investors. We want to grow our skills as investors of all types. All the coaches that you see up here, we all have different investment strategies that we've done. It doesn't matter if you're into rentals, flips, rent-to-owns, commercial, residential, new builds. There is a place for you here to learn and to grow together. As well, we have our amazing service providers. These are people that believe in the teammate family and the concept of helping each other and learning and growing as a team. And as well, we're comprised of members just like yourself that are looking to learn, that are looking to grow your skill set from experts such as ourselves. Here are the coaches, these handsome gentlemen here at the top. We are experts in our local markets. Again, having our skills and our strengths in very niche areas, but at the same time, we all come together and we all do real estate together as well. And then as far as our academy goes, we now have over 100 students or have had over 100 students or companies across the country and also into the US as well. So Teammate Real Estate is comprised of 2 different areas. We have our events and then we have the academy. Now, as far as the events go, as I mentioned, we do have free monthly events. Now, as of late, especially due to COVID, we've been having them online, but in the past we have had physical in-person events. We also have various workshops that are more content specific, and we discuss more in depth various topics that relate to real estate investing. At these events as well, this is a great opportunity to build your power team. Now, your power team consists of bookkeepers, accountants, lawyers, contractors, potential employees, potential capital and sources of finance, mortgage brokers. There's so many people that you need to do real estate and to do it well, and that's why we pride ourselves on calling ourselves Teammate Real Estate. As well, networking, money, deals, basically everything that you need to be able to facilitate the entire real estate process, you can probably find it here with Teammate Real Estate. Now, as far as our academy goes, you have to think about it kind of like a post-secondary program. So when you go to a university, for example, you have a very clear line of education. You start with a bachelor's, you go to a master's, and then you end it off with a PhD. So every level of education that you get, you are going to be sort of specializing and having more of a niche area as you go along. And I'll talk about that later on as well, how Teammate Real Estate has various levels of coaching that we can provide. One of the great things about our academy is that we have what's called the Get a Deal Done assurance. And what that looks like is we, as your coach, will guarantee for you to get your first deal done, start to finish. every element that you can think of in that real estate process and transaction. We will help you there. We will walk your hand, we will hold your hand and walk you through it from start to finish. What we are not is that catch and release kind of organization. We are not just trying to pump information into you and then just set you out into the wilderness, because guess what? You're going to get eaten by a pack of wolves. And so we want to be able to train you to become the king of the jungle so you don't have to worry about getting eaten yourself. So as far as the training goes, there's no annual fee. And what you're getting though is it's a one-to-one mentorship style by someone that has been there before, that has a lot of experience, and you get field training days, which is really great. And so what it comprises of is you have sort of the theoretical, the technical aspect, but you also have the real life, in-person, checking out renovation projects, checking out properties, and you get that hands-on feel for the academy as well. And we often refer to ourselves as a family. We are the team-made family. So what does a good family do? A good family takes care of one another. We teach each other. We're there to support each other. We do all the things that, like a good caring family would want to do. And when you sign up for our academy, we will provide you with a really great intro kit, a starter kit that has a lot of content and information for you as well. Now, at any point, if you are interested in having a discussion about the mentorship, we really invite you to go visit our website. So the website is teammaderealestate.com. And when you visit the site, a little box is going to pop up in the bottom right-hand corner of the website, and it will say you can sign up for a session with one of the coaches. This is free. There is no commitment whatsoever. This is just for us to be able to provide value to you and to see if you are a good fit to come into our program as well. So why do we offer that we offer to you to get your first deal done with us? Well, as coaches, as mentors, we have to give you advice. And so that advice has to come from an advisor. An advisor is someone who has that experience, who has been there before. So they obviously have the knowledge base as well. Real estate is something where you really don't know what you don't know. And until you've been through it and until you've experienced these things yourselves, you will never know these things. So rely on our experience, rely on the mistakes we've made so you don't make those yourself. And then we apply that knowledge as well. As I mentioned, the first part of the training is really more technical and theoretical. It kind of comes from reading, listening, talking, but then you have to apply that knowledge and that experience, and you have to put it into the market. You have to make offers, you have to talk to people, you have to do things. And I heard this once, I think Gary Vaynerchuk said it, but he said that ideas without execution are meaningless. And I would have to agree with that. If the ideas and the content and the knowledge we have just stays inside of us and never leaves us, and you never do something good with it, well then what utility does it have anyways? So rely on our experience, on the years and years of experience that we have. Some of us have been doing this for years, some of us have been doing this for decades. I'm not going to name any names, but some of us have definitely been doing it for a couple of years. And then as well, we want to get you guys building momentum. And so, you're the movement that you have in your life, you need to have something there in order to steer the ship. If you think of a very heavy boulder that you have right in front of you, there's no way that you can turn that thing unless you push it forward. You need some inertia. You have to get that thing going in order to do a course correction. But you got to start moving first. That's the big thing. When you come into the Teammate family, you have a lifetime membership with us, and you have a support system. And that comes from how we engage each other. We have some social media networks and private messaging networks where you become a part of, and you are able to get that support you need in your real estate journey. Now, you might be sitting there thinking, well, I can't do that. And maybe you have all these objections in your mind. And you know what, guys? I can tell you as a former psychologist is that the words that you speak in your life are very, very powerful. The words that you speak will affect your thoughts, because as we speak things into our life, well, guess what's happening? We're listening. Our ears are always listening. And this makes sense because if you spend a lot of time listening to negative people, well, guess what? It's only a matter of time you will become a negative person yourself. But the good news is that if you spend time with positive people, people that are going in the direction that you want to go, you will become more like them over time because your words, you listen to them, they affect your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, and ultimately they affect your behaviors, the output of your body, because the things that we think and feel ultimately become our actions. So we would love to see you guys get trained to start thinking positively, to start thinking about business and real estate, feeling good about it, and getting motivated to take you to that next step. And by doing that, you can really start to think about your lifestyle. Now, sit for a minute. I want you to think about, what does your dream lifestyle actually look like? Most people maybe have never thought of it. Most people struggle to think about that. Maybe some people can't really put that together because they think that it's so far beyond their reach, they can't possibly think about what that lifestyle could look like for them. And all of us here as coaches, we can tell you with certainty that you can have that life that you want. And it's going to take time. It's going to take money. It's going to take energy. And you're going to have to invest in yourself, and you're going to have to invest in different aspects of your life. But guess what? You can do it. You can do it with the power of real estate and in business. You can create that lifestyle for yourself. And that's something we teach you to do as students, is we think of your lifestyle. What does that look like for you in 5 or 10 years or at retirement? And we reverse engineer those goals. And we figure out, what do you need to do today to at least get started to that ultimate lifestyle that you want. Now, before we get into tonight's presentation, I want to give a few shout outs to our amazing sponsors. So I am not going to go into all of these guys in great detail, but I will say this: if you're here tonight and if you are interested in real estate and you need to build your power team, again, the whole essence of our name and what we do is team. You have to have a team of people in order to be successful in this business. And all the coaches up here have used the services of these amazing people below. So if you need anyone from a realtor to an accountant, to anything with media, lawyers, contractor parts and financing, take a quick screen grab of the screen in front of you or take a picture of it, because these are really great folks that can help get you there to the next level. So what's next for you? Well, the answer is it's results. Now, if you put in the time and you're willing to do what it takes to get there, we can help get you to that next level. Now, the picture that you're seeing below is just a few of the many, many students that have successfully gone through our programs and have gone on to become really amazing local real estate investors. You'll see various coaches in the picture as well. And that's what we love. We love to do is we love to take people, we need to train them, build them up, and help them to become the best version of themselves, both in business and in real estate, but also in life as well. Because guess what, guys? When you invest in yourself as a person, and not only in real estate, but you become a better person overall, even in your personal life. So I am now going to pass it off to our speaker extraordinaire, Mr. Vern. You can take it from here.
Well, thank you, Garrett, and good job on that. One of the things I just want to, just before I jump into my stuff here, all of our sponsors are tremendous people. They give us great service, and it's because of them that these events are always free. And that's why we don't have any monthly fees or anything like that. And possibly that may be why we're the only one left here in Winnipeg hosting these events. Just a little bit about myself. You can see my lovely wife there. I met this lady a few years back, and I asked her to dance, and she says, yes, I'll dance with you. Come run with me. So I've been running every day since. That's a picture of us there running in the Rock and Roll Marathon in Las Vegas. Now that's something else, when when she asked me to run, well, I had to learn how to run. I did. I trained for a year to run in that marathon. I trained every day for a year to run in that marathon. And at mile 4, we pulled into the run-through chapel and got married and finished the marathon. That requires a lot of commitment. And that's what we're going to talk about. Why do I invest? For my family, for my lovely wife, for my 3 children, for my 9 grandchildren, for my 17 brothers and sisters, our 108 offspring from just us. And we are directly related to over 2,500 birds all across Canada and parts of the United States. That's why I invest, and that's why I started. I'm going to talk a little bit about different things. I'm also an actor. I have the pleasure of appearing in 50 movies, television shows, 3 seasons of Burden of Truth. We're starting filming season 4 next week. I had the pleasure of that. And the whole reason I did it was just to say I was in a movie once. And now we've got 50. My wife has 20 done. But we're very fortunate there. But we didn't get there just by wishing and hoping. We didn't get there just by walking on a set. We had to qualify. We had to prepare. We had to study. I had to hire a coach and mentor to get those parts. That's what it's about. And I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. In the past, we're always presenting the business. We're always presenting the program. It's always us presenting to you. Garrett did a great job, summarizing what we do, basically what kind of kit you get, and the academic side of it, and even talking about other aspects of the coaches. We all have specialties. My specialty is a field trainer and negotiator. And I help you create a maximum allowable offer on every property you look at in order to protect 30,000 profit as an expense. As an expense, it has to be paid or you cannot do the deal. That's how I operate. And in order to get there, I could talk for 20 minutes. I could talk for 20 hours on that. But I would like you to hear it directly from the people who've done it and are doing it right now. I have one of my protégés, Ala Bernstein, 2-time Investor of the Month with Teammade. Teammade Real Estate Academy awards one investor every month as Investor of the Month. And Ala Bernstein qualified twice for that. And this is a video of her that I made with her a few days ago. It's unrehearsed, it was shot live, and you'll be seeing a couple other videos tonight as well. Unrehearsed, shot live, and these are her words. Take it away, Pete.
Well, good afternoon. Vern Bird here. I've been a coach and mentor with Teammade Real Estate Academy for several years already. And I'm here today with Ala Bernstein. Ala Bernstein was the Teammade Real Estate Academy Investor of the Month twice. Not in a row, a few months apart, but impressive. Good to see you again, Ala.
Thank you.
I wanted you to share with our audience some of your thoughts about what has happened since we met. We met, what, 3.5 years ago?
Yeah.
Like that. You had taken some training from somebody and didn't feel that you felt like you were alone, basically. And you realized you had to look for more help. And then up pops a message from me.
Right.
Tell me a little bit about that, what you were feeling at the time.
Okay. I was thinking about getting into real estate business for a long time before I really started to do it, and it took me a long way to realize what to do. And as probably many people do, I was researching for different programs, different coaches, to maybe to start with, who can give me a push and give me some knowledge. And I bought some expensive programs from different coaches, probably well known, but none of them was local real estate investor and coach. And my feeling was I probably was very excited to start, and I was thinking I can do it myself with a little help. But it didn't work this way. Probably in a little bit, I started to feel I need someone to be right with me all the time by my side, that I can ask my questions, who can give me an advice, who can see what I see, and who can tell me what is better. And I started to think that my feeling, I cannot do it myself with some mentor over the phone.
Yeah.
Because I was missing some knowledge and missing some probably self-confidence. What if I'm doing something wrong? Because one thing I learned, I can lose lots of money if I'm doing something wrong.
Oh,
So probably I ended up feeling alone and not knowing what to do, not being sure, and started to think about a different solution.
But at the same time, when I met you, you owned your own house and you
Yes.
already had a rental.
Yes.
Okay. You weren't overly happy with, how the rental ended up, but you were in positive cash flow, minutely, but still positive. So you were on the right track, and you had a lot of good ingredients. So since I met you now, you've been involved. We've been in and out of houses doing field training, hands-on training in the field, in the houses and stuff, giving you maximum allowable offers, everything like that. And offhand, how many houses would you say we've looked at in the last 3.5 years, you and I, in the house?
I can't even say it was many houses.
Yeah, many. I think the last time we counted was 87, and it's probably several, another dozen more than that now. So around 100, I would say.
Yeah, I would
offhand.
say, because some houses we looked like 3 houses, 4 houses a day.
Yeah. And now when we go in and out of the house, when we're walking back to the car, you're telling me what it would cost to fix this house.
Yeah,
right?
because you taught me pretty well.
Yeah. Okay. And in the last 3.5 years, you've taken on 6 single-family homes,
Yeah,
a church where you're putting in 8 units. You're currently on that project.
yeah,
And another current project, you just took possession. This is August 2020, and earlier this month, you took possession of a motel with 28 units.
right.
Alla, that's 42 doors
Oh,
in 3.5 years.
right.
How are you feeling about the coaching that you've received from Teammate Real Estate Academy?
Oh, I think much more confidence. Like numbers speak itself.
Oh yeah, big time.
The big thing is a confidence and a knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. And you're proceeding on deals, and you're making partnerships. You took on one of my junior proteges and did two deals with them, right?
Yeah.
2 projects. So Alla is a primary protege and taking on junior proteges
Yeah.
to move forward. Okay, thank you very much. Alla Bernstein, 2-time Investor of the Month with Teammate Real Estate Academy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Keith. So there you have it, direct right from one of the coach's results. It's a protege's results, but it's also coaching results. And I decided to do it this way because then you could hear from the people, not the person trying to sell you a coaching package. You hear it from the people who are using it and are operating, and probably online here tonight. If you are out there, I'll make a note or something. Let us know that you're there. And further to that, whenever we're working with new proteges, to me, a protege is a student who is displaying all of the right characteristics. Okay, yeah, Alla is here tonight. Good. And the characteristics I look for are life-changing ones. We can give you the right ingredients the right contracts. The coaching kit that you get is chock full of contracts, joint venture agreements, private offers to purchase, any type of agreement that you're going to need. It's already been developed and put into the coaching kit for you. And all you have to do is get your lawyer just to fill in the blanks. Next to nothing for legal fees. So that's a huge part of it. But what is also good is when you hear from people that are applying these principles. We can all go to school, we all buy information, we all buy books, we read them all. We're always reading, we're always learning. What we do as coaches is we go in the field with you and hands-on train you to apply that knowledge. Wouldn't it be wonderful if your professor from university would follow you around and teach you how to apply what he taught you? Because that's what we do. That's what we do. And right now, I'm going to introduce another primary protege. Keith is ready? Yeah, here we go. And this one is with Leslie Stanier. And I believe Leslie might be online tonight with us as well. And this is her testimonial about the coaching that she received from Teammate. Take it away. Thank you, Keith.
Hello, everybody. Vern Bird, real estate investment coach and mentor with Teammate Real Estate Academy. And I'm here with Leslie Stanier. And Leslie is one of my proteges. Been with me about a year, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yep, just over a year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And how many flips do you do in a year?
4.
4.
On the 5th, starting the 5th.
And you get the 5th one this month. This is August 2020.
Yeah.
And you've been just over a year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're happy with the help you've been getting?
Yeah, very happy.
Coaching, mentoring?
Yes.
Very happy. So nice. Okay. And of those 4 that you've flipped already, mm-hmm. I think 2 of them were home runs, right?
2 home runs. Yeah, very pleased with
Oh,
the 2.
okay. I can see it in your face.
Yeah.
And you're happy doing this?
Yeah, very happy. I love it.
Okay.
Love what I
Now,
do.
just a quick question. During this past year, since you met me, how many houses did we look at? How many houses did we go in and out of?
We went through a lot of houses, Vern, and that's what I appreciated about you as a coach, is your infield training.
Oh, yeah.
We went through many houses. We saw some horrible basements. We went to many auctions, and there were...
We actually went through 74 houses.
Oh, you counted?
Oh, yeah. And in the house, 15, 20 minutes, and we come out of it knowing how much it would cost to fix the house.
Yeah, exactly.
To give you a rough idea, a maximum allowable offer to present on this property, and you write the offer, and it either gets accepted or it doesn't.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we try to structure everything for buy, fix, refinance, rent out. Okay, if we don't make it there, we flip it. Right? That's our goal every time.
Yeah.
Are you happy with this?
Yes, very
Okay.
happy.
What are your any thoughts to share with our audience about what you thought before you came into this and now? The difference.
Well, when I first made the decision to go into real estate investment, I didn't know where to start, you know, where to go, what to do, and so I was happy that I was introduced to you, and you really sat down and said, you know, these are the things that you need to consider. Here's where you look. Here's what you look for. Here's how you calculate if you're going to make money. And going through all the houses together. You were there all the time. We sat through many auctions together during the time, and then after getting the houses, it was helpful having you there as well.
And we introduced you to the workers you needed.
Exactly. So once we got the houses, it was the making connections with contractors, because being new, you don't have a big network at that point. So being able to have people that you can contact and work with was very helpful. And I do recall my very first property where once we got in there and there were a few surprises, as most houses have some surprises, and you were wonderful at troubleshooting it for us and helping us come up with
you're talking
solutions.
about the boiler.
Yeah,
it would have been a $12,000 cost to replace, and yet we got it fixed for a couple hundred.
Yeah.
Right, because I knew somebody who knew somebody, And see, we don't need to know everything.
No.
We just need to know people who do.
Exactly.
Right? So that was good. And then the insulation too. We
Yeah.
talked to the inspector on
Yeah,
there.
yeah, you
and
were
he
able
showed us
to
how
talk to the inspector and look at a different solution versus replacing everything and starting over. So
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was
So-
saved us thousands of dollars on that,
altogether
and we
about-
learned so much.
Altogether
That
about
was-
20,000 on the one deal.
yeah,
That doubled your profit.
yeah, exactly.
But let's not talk about it. Okay, thank you, Leslie.
Yeah,
and
thank
thank you
you.
all for listening. Vern Bird, Vice President, Team Aid Real Estate Academy, and I'm also a coach and mentor, and Leslie's coach and mentor. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith. That's actually the first time I watched that. I just recorded it and sent it to you. So that's nice. I don't get to see myself very often. One of the traits that most of the people in the film industry have is we don't watch ourselves a whole lot because we know how it's made. And so movies are movies, but this was filmed live, and this is in Leslie's own words, Allah's own words, and I could not think of a better way to share the value of coaching with people. When you see people and their destiny is changing, we can change the destiny of your family, your offspring, for generations to come, because the knowledge you get, and once you start applying it, you never ever lose it. Never. The only way you can lose it is to just not do it. And both of them mentioned that with coaching, they were accountable. They were given steps to follow, assignments, homework, if you will. We urge everyone to study 4 to 5 hours a month. That's what TeamAid does. I urge everyone to study 4 to 5 hours a week. That's what I do. Because if you want to change your life, you have to change your thinking. Earlier, Garrett made a mention that as we think, so we become. So let us think, let us envision, let us see down the road. Let us see what this type of coaching, this type of guidance can do for you. We have many coaches, and many of us have specialties. And we'll be talking about that a little bit more in the next couple of videos. When I come back, I'm going to come back and talk about students' results. We're showing you right here some results of coaching and the value of coaching. But I'm also going to come back and talk to you after a little bit. I'm going to be turning it back to Garrett for a few minutes, and I'll be talking about some prodigies' results they're getting, and sharing some more information on the value of coaching. But the coaching that we put out there, I've been involved with many of the international gurus, the national gurus in the US. I've been involved in real estate in 9 different states in Manitoba. And I like it. It's really no difference. The difference being here, a little difference in the law, a little difference in the procedures, but the strategies, they're all the same. They're all the same. Real estate's real estate. A house is a house. Fixing is fixing. Right? The only thing you have to learn the regulations of the local counties and your municipalities or cities, towns, same thing. But having local people on the ground, boots on the ground, joint ventures. This is what Allah was talking about. We need joint ventures with brand new prodigies. Because they're coming in, they want to learn. They need a helping hand. Take them through your rental with you. Take them into different things with you. And guess what? They may even help your business grow by bringing people to you. I'm going to let you go for now and turn it back to Garrett, and we'll get the meeting moving a little quicker and let him do his things. And I'm going to come back a little later and do a couple of student results for you. Thank you, Keith.
Well, actually, so Daryl Walsh, our TeamAid real estate sponsor, is writing an offer in about 20 minutes. So he asked me to cover for him tonight. He sent me his real estate report earlier this evening. So I'll pretend I'm Daryl. Okay, so here in Winnipeg, the Winnipeg Realtors Market experienced another month of even higher sales than in the past. So we just edged out June in July, and that is almost 200 more than there were in the same time last year. So anyway, everyone can read this. I'm not going to read the whole slide, but let's just say that things are going surprisingly well, despite things being very different from years past. And we can see that as well with, here's our July stats. So there's 2,100 single family homes on the market and 1,300 of them sold. So that tells you right there that the supply is less than a month. And that's actually a really low supply. There's very few houses for sale relative to how many are selling. Same thing with your attached houses. There's less than a month's supply there. There's only 180 and over 100 sold. The only place, well, even condominiums, this is actually an improvement over what there usually is, with almost 2.25 selling and just barely over 750. That's actually only a 3-month supply. So as far as condominiums go, I can remember Daryl giving us these updates like where we had a 20-month supply. 20-month supply, and now we're at 3 months. So that's a remarkable drop in the number of, or I guess, increase in condominium sales, and relative to the number listed. So going to our big stats here, July 2020, residential detached. So for folks who are starting out, that means your houses that are standalone single family homes. Average sale price is up over the $330,000 mark on a 1,350 square foot house. And I do believe Daryl was a little busy, because when he sent me the year-to-date numbers, these are the same numbers. So I do believe there was a little cut and paste error there. So I can actually go back here for a second. I can tell you that year-to-date we were down in the just under 300,000 mark last month, if I'm going off memory. Square footage was about the same, but what it's showing is that your price is actually working its way up month over month. 3.25, 328 sort of thing last month, I believe. Residential attached. So that would be your townhouses, your row houses, your houses that share a wall with another living unit. Average price there is also on the rise, $265, and square footage, you can see it's just a little bit smaller than a standalone house. Same thing where the number from year to date and this month were the same, meaning I think there was a cut and paste error happening at Daryl's office. I know he is incredibly busy right now, because this is, as you can see, a very busy time in the market. And condo sales activities. Condos pushing the prices up. Again, condos, there's been a great deal of supply in the market over the last, decade, let's say. And it's good to see prices even in condos are getting up there. And they're also, you can see there's some newer condos starting to play in here, because the square footage is now up over 1,000 square feet, which didn't used to be the case, say, 5 years ago. And here we actually see there's a difference. So it actually shows $4,000 less on the average and a slightly smaller condo on average. But either way, it's indicating that condo sales have actually been doing very well in the year 2020. And then here's our big report year over year. And this is where we see the big stuff. How much did COVID and the shutdown affect things? Well, sales are up 5.5% over last year, which is remarkable, given that our listings are down almost 11%. And what that is that's the people who live in their homes, not wanting strangers walking through their houses. So they're holding off and putting them on the market. Because of that, I think that's actually one of the factors driving the average price up 1.6%. although that's also sort of in line with your average of Winnipeg being a very steady 2% a year for decades sort of thing. And the square footage, it's just, you can see that the newer homes are a little bit larger and pushing it up. You know, the house that I grew up in is 1,000 square feet. So, you know, they're creeping up in size. Anyway, that's all from Daryl. Daryl appreciates all of you. And I just had one slide I wanted to actually speak on myself tonight, talking about coaching and our theme tonight. So I have become a big fan of audiobooks and podcasts. And if you know the author, Michael Lewis, he actually wrote a number of books. He's one of, I think, Malcolm Gladwell's. He's Malcolm Gladwell, the Canadian. It's his favorite author. And Malcolm Gladwell has a podcast company. So he takes Michael Lewis, who has written all these great books, many of them on things that are a little esoteric, a little bit, you wouldn't think of them as Hollywood blockbusters. Moneyball, it's a story about baseball and statistics. The Blind Side, it was about, you know, the value of the second highest paid player on a football team, which actually turns out to be the left is it left tackle or left guard? It's the offensive lineman that protects the quarterback's blind side. That's where the name comes from. And The Big Short, a movie and a book about the U.S. real estate meltdown in 2008, starring like Matt Damon and the fellow who played Batman. So all these big people are in a movie about real estate. Shows you what kind of a writer Michael Lewis is. So he gets drafted by Malcolm Gladwell to start a podcast. Well, his first podcast season was all about referees. His second podcast season that only came out last month is all about coaching. And it's the rise of coaching in society, from coaching in sports, which is the obvious one, to finance coaches, to people who coach you to write college admissions exams, to coaching for psychological well-being. There you go, Garrett. You know, to coaching in just all parts of life. So if you're interested in checking out a podcast that talks all about coaching from a brilliant author, it's there's the website, and it stands for Against the Rules. So Against the Rules podcast with Michael Lewis. So that was my little plug for coaching and just something I've been enjoying this summer. So now we were to have Brendan Mahatu give a legal update, but Brendan is actually slammed as well. And he was supposed to get a video to me tonight, but there's his contact information for all your legal questions. And there was one small tidbit that we were talking about, Brendan and myself were talking about mortgages. So for those of you who are in real estate investing for the long term, you're going to see that you get mortgages. And a number of us use RSP mortgages, which are placed in second position. So just to explain what that means. If I have a house and I have a mortgage with it, chances are I have the mortgage with a lender that you've heard of. One of the big banks who has a branch on your street corner, or one of the credit unions here in town. So that mortgage will be in first position. Now the bank is going to require you to come up with a down payment. So you might put 20% down on a rental property, on an investment property. That means that one of your big banks will have 80% of that mortgage. That will be in first position. Now, a number of us real estate investors, we actually use additional investors to place a second mortgage on there. That allows us to take some of that cash back out of the rental property, and it allows us to use it for buying the next property, keeping that money working, rolling that money over. So that second mortgage is called a second mortgage because it sits in second position. It is behind the first mortgage held by the bank. And what we were talking about was, I actually have a partner who is having their having health issues, and they need to be taken out of holding the first mortgage on the investment property. So the second mortgage, the mortgage that a different partner of mine has on it with his RSPs, needs to be what's called subordinated. So subordinating a mortgage just means that my one partner gives permission for the first mortgage with Bank of Montreal to be removed, and a new mortgage with whatever bank of the new partner's choosing to be placed in there in front of his RSP mortgage. Otherwise, if we cashed out the Bank of Montreal mortgage, the RSP mortgage would then slide up into first position. And then no bank would want to actually give us a mortgage because they would no longer be protected in the same manner, meaning that they want their 80% of the property to be the part that is theirs and theirs alone, protected in first position. So it's a little bit of the complexities of how mortgages work and how they are tiered. So if you have any further questions on that, Brendan would be happy to hear from you. And now I believe we're going back to Vern.
Oh, thank you, Keith. I wasn't sure when that was coming in there. So just a little bit on some student successes and the way that I feel best as well. Just like the coaching testimonials, and let's hear right from the person. I'm not just going to show a picture of somebody getting their house and stuff like that, and our audience is listening to my words on it. We're going to hear direct from one of my proteges. This is a junior protege, Ori Rahima, and he had the wisdom to seek out an active primary protege to partner with. So let's hear his story. Go ahead, Keith.
Is it rolling? Yep. Hello, everyone. Vern Bird here again, international real estate coach and mentor with Teamaid Real Estate Academy. I'm also the vice president of Teamaid Real Estate Academy. I'm here today with Ori Rahima. Ori is one of my junior proteges and has an interesting story for his first few months with us. Started, I think, right around a year ago. Is that right?
Right.
Yeah, something like
About
that.
1 year ago, yes.
Yeah. And you've done a couple of flips already.
Right.
Okay.
I completed two flips,
2 renovations done.
2 renovations done.
Yeah. One is sold, right? One
right.
sold right away.
Yes, one sold and one these days just pending on the market after we sold it on the offer date.
You listed it.
Listed after 5 days is goes to pending.
Pending offer. Okay.
Yes, pending offer
Mhm.
on. I can't say the price,
No,
but
yeah. But this one's a potential home run. A potential home
Definitely,
run. Yeah.
definitely.
Good. And that's already in the works, and the offer is pending to close. Good.
Right.
Good. And also, you yourself are doing a pending possession coming September, just on your own.
Yes.
You're working that deal.
Yes, this is going to be my third project.
Yeah. Great.
Yes, thank you. And yes, I'm waiting for take the third position
Yeah,
to start the third.
Third project.
Project,
Good.
yeah.
Good. And you actually joined up with a primary protege that I have.
Right.
To me, a protege is a student that displays everything that's necessary in order to create a business out of real estate investing. Not just learning it as a student, but becoming an operating investor. That's what a protege is. And a primary protege is one that can do everything I do. They know everything I know, and they've graduated. And you chose to partner up with Ala Bernstein.
Right. Ala and me met around 10 months ago, and we spoke the same language. We both speak Hebrew, so it was a really good connection between us. It was really easier for me as a new student, and she looking for somebody that motivated to success. And as a new student, I know, as a new partner, I know I need to bring something to the table.
Yeah.
So I went all over the city with you,
Yeah.
and we looked for a project for us. And after few months, I don't remember how much, but it took time.
Yeah.
But we finally find a good project, and Ala and I start renovated the house. It was 6 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I was very happy to make that recommendation when that point came up, because that's what the teamwork is all about, working together towards common goals. You know. And how many houses did we look at? Do you recall in the past 11 months or 10
Yeah,
months?
yes. I think at least 50.
50?
At least 50.
It was actually 63. We've
Wow.
been in and out of.
Wow.
And when we go in the house and 15, 20 minutes, you know the maximum allowable offer on that property, and you know how to protect your profit before you even write the offer.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm getting better. Now I'm much better than I started, of
totally,
course.
totally.
Absolutely. I know, like, this day I can go to the house and after 2 minutes I can know that it's not possible to do that.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't fit.
after 10 minutes I can it may work for us.
Yeah, it may be worthwhile.
Yes.
Yeah.
We need to
And-
dig a little
yeah,
bit
yeah.
to find a little bit, but
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
And that saves us a lot of time as coaches because you preview the project, the potential project first, and if it's worthwhile, then we come in with you. now.
Absolutely,
This
absolutely.
is what I mean by primary projects. They're filtering out the things that don't fit,
Right.
and then we come in to help you with the things that fit.
Yes, but I can say that we went through many projects that not good for us,
Yeah.
but now I know much better because I'm more experienced
Yeah, yeah,
that to find the good project for us.
yeah. The right deal.
It takes it needs the experience.
Yeah, and just share with the people watching us today, how much did you learn by being coached and mentored, not only by myself,
Sure.
but by your partner, Alan, and other people in the teammate team? You know, we're all there at the meetings and we're all talking to everybody. We're all doing group sessions and trainings and stuff. We're all sharing our experience with people. And a lot of it is in the academy for the learning strategies, but it's the experience, okay? Share with the people what you feel about the coaching and mentoring.
So I will mention 3 points that I think it's like the most important points. First of all is the education. When I go through the real estate market, I really didn't know a lot. For me as a newcomer to Canada, to Winnipeg, I really didn't know nothing. Vern and Teammate teach me everything I know today by the education, house, what I should look when I go inside the house, numbers,
Yeah.
everything like that, everything. All the people surrounding the real estate deal, there is so many.
Mm-hmm.
There are like the lawyer, there is the realtor,
Yeah, yeah.
there is trades, everyone.
Everything.
Second thing is that I learned with Teammate is the connections.
Yeah.
So the connection is so important in this kind of business. So important. You cannot go and success by yourself.
No.
You always need somebody, and this someone needs you. So you want to shake hands with good people in this business. This is so important. And always think what you can bring into the deal. What make the deal better if you involve in that deal. And the last thing I want to say is the experience that Teammate bring to me, you as a coach, your experience now, I can feel it, like I'm more comfortable with what I'm doing because your experience.
Yeah.
Actually I'm doing what you do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imitate you.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes, I really try to do that.
Well,
Like when you look, how you look, how you find.
yeah, it's very nice to to hear from you, because what you're displaying to me is all of what I look for every time.
Yes.
All these things you said, that's what I look for. That's what I try to bring out of you, because you will know everything I know within a year or two.
Oh yeah. And last
And-
thing, oh
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last thing, you bring me the kick in the ass in the beginning, like the kick in the ass. But this is was so important for me because at the beginning I was so like I didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
So
Well, you were learning English too.
Yes, I
Your
learned English well.
Your English is
Getting better.
Getting perfect.
Yeah.
Getting perfect.
Thank you.
know, and I'm very impressed with your research skills, researching out properties
Oh yeah.
in hidden markets.
Hidden market. Yes.
Hidden markets.
Yes.
That's crucial. Okay. Anyways, anything else to add?
Thank you, teammate. Thank you, Vern.
Thank you.
I'm really glad to be here today
Okay.
and to be part of teammate.
Well, thank you. This is August 2020.
August
And
2020.
what's your projection for yourself for the next 12 months?
Okay, good. So I have goals, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
I would like to complete at least 5 more transactions in 2021.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So for the next 12 months, I believe I would like to complete at least 4.
Good, perfect. Okay, there you have it. Thank you very much. Vern Bird signing off. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith. Again, first time I saw that, we shot it and I just filed it away and sent it to you. But it's kind of nice to hear in their own words. And I know the people that may have come on tonight are wondering, you know, what does it really do for us and what do we get out of it? And it's better to hear, I feel anyway, it's better to hear from somebody who's actually doing it rather than, you know, we're here in Winnipeg, we're here in Manitoba, we're available every day, myself, 7 days a week. And I'm also a lifetime coach and mentor. I don't restrict myself to hours when it comes to my proteges, because down the road, I want my proteges to know everything that I know. So if they come to me with a deal and are looking for partners, we can bring partners to the table that trust them because they know what we know. And that's the kind of teamwork that we do. So we keep on with you, not just the first deal. We do guarantee you your first deal, yes, but we keep on with you because I'm 69 years old. I don't want to be out there looking for properties when I'm 75. I want primary proteges coming to me with deal after deal after deal, and we do them together. That's what I want. I don't want to be running around doing all the work. I want primary proteges that know what I know, and we can do it together. That's what I'm building, and that's what I teach them to build as well. And that's what Ori and Alla are building. Alla Bernstein actually has 2 different partners that I know of, and a possible 3rd one. And it's now starting to happen more and more with all of my proteges. I believe I have one more success story to come up. And as I go into this one, this is an interesting one because most of the results we see are from buying and flipping. Because that's been primarily what Teammate has been teaching, to buy, fix, and flip single-family homes, or duplexes, triplexes like that. But not going into larger productions, larger developments. We haven't talked about hotels, motels. I've done single-family home, duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, small apartment blocks, motels, and hotels. In the city of Selkirk, there's 5 hotels out there, and I owned and managed 4 of them in the 70s and 80s. You know, I've been around a long time, but the things that I can talk about with regards to results kind of get all summed up in this one video I'm going to show you. This is a fellow, his father used to work for me in one of my hotels in Selkirk, and I met this man here about 1.5 years ago, and I was very, very pleased to meet him because I knew him only as a young child and hadn't seen him for all those years. And when I met him, I identified very strongly, and I said, I will show you how this works, and I'll show you how to get it done and take possession of a property. And now we're going to hear his amazing story. Let it go, Keith.
The camera. Okay, so I'm here today
with Devon Palmer.
All right.
My name is Vern Bird. I'm a real estate investment coach and mentor with Teammade Real Estate. I'm also the vice president of Teammade Real Estate Academy. Devon, I've known of him for a long, long time. We go back several decades. And joined us, about a year, I guess. Eh?
Yeah,
Not
it's
quite a year.
coming up, I guess, on
Yeah,
a year.
coming up like that. Okay. And you had an interest in learning a bit more about this? And
Yeah, absolutely. We've always, my wife and I always talked about and looked for different avenues, I guess, to increase our quality of life and kind of get us on a faster track to our retirement goals.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, real estate was something we always looked at,
Always looked at.
thought about it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And you have your own home and your own beautiful cottage and
You bet.
everything when I met you. And since we met and started looking and did some training, how many properties do you think we've gone through?
Yeah, I think probably around a couple dozen, if I had to guess. Yeah.
26, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
And that's usually the number for the first purchase, around there, 23 to 26 in that range. Okay, and each of those houses, we went in and out of them in 15-20 minutes. I gave you the cost, a rough cost on rehabbing it and bringing it up to the market
No
value.
betcha.
And also, at the same time, I gave you a maximum allowable offer to make on that property.
Correct.
To protect your profit.
That's right. And it's a
Every time.
valuable education, too, along the way, right?
Well, we don't teach people how to buy properties, fix them, and hope you make money.
Sure.
We show you how to make it when you make the offer, and that's what we do. You know, so we did actually. You did actually procure a property.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thought it would never happen, but it did. Yeah.
Well, when that one came along, you know, and I got the owner to agree at a sell price, and it was about 66,000 under assessed value, and it needed some minor cosmetics and stuff. But you tell that one.
Yeah. Well, again, you know, like you said, just kind of told me the details of the deal, and I knew it was definitely something that I wanted to look at. So. Did, and seen what you've seen. It was an absolute no-brainer. We invested about 10 grand into some light reno, and yeah, we succeeded quite heavily with it. I'm not gonna lie. It was really good. We were able to not only pull our 10,000 back out, but we were left with some healthy money in our pocket.
That's the goal.
It is. It really is. Yeah, that's what got us out of bed, right?
Yeah.
I was able to find a tenant right away. Project took about a month longer than I anticipated, but that's okay. Got the tenants in place, so it's cash flowing about $500 a month.
Positive cash.
Positive cash flow.
First deal.
First deal. Yeah.
And cash in the pocket.
Cash in the pocket.
Home
and
run.
we still have equity in the building. Right?
And
So,
equity. Home run.
yeah, couldn't have asked for more, but that's why I had mentioned that was a lot of fun. Let's do 10 more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's what it's about. You
Yeah.
know? And you're controlling this property with none of your own money in it.
Correct.
None. Not 1 cent.
Not a penny.
And cash in the bank.
That's it.
You gotta love that.
Yeah.
And okay, what are you happy with the coaching and mentoring that you've received?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. You know, it's like I said to my wife as well. Just the way my personality works. There's a lot of horror stories you hear, and I've always been a guy. I believe in education,
Yeah.
so it wasn't getting into the real estate side or that decision that we made wasn't something I was going to do without getting an education first.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that was critical for us.
All right. I figured that right off the bat because you're very studious. And again, you know, with reflection to your martial arts background, the determination and the drive, that's what I look for.
Yeah,
and
no.
the hunger and the ability to calmly change your family's destiny. That's what we're about.
Well, thank you, Coot. It's-
Well, thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Thank you. And we're signing off now. Again, Devon Palmer, first deal out of the gate, home run. Positive cash flow, equity in place, refinance, tenant in place, paying it off with no money in the deal. That's what it's all about.
I call it perfection.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pete. Well, I will share this with all of our guests that are watching and the other coaches. What a blast I had shooting these videos with these four, only four of my prodigies. And it was just such a pleasure to see the joy in their faces, to see the joy in their results, and to see the joy of the confidence, as Alice said, confident to move forward and confident to change your destiny. That's what we do here. We change your destiny. However, one thing I do like to point out to people, it's not what we've done personally that's going to help you. What is going to help you is what we have in here. I'm already done my business. I do this now so that down the road, people like Deborah will think of me and smile that I worked with them at one time. This is the legacy that I seek to leave. And for the rest of my days, I'll probably be with Teammate Real Estate Academy, both here and in the United States. I do enjoy doing this. I love working with people, and I love seeing the change in their families. And it will change your family's destiny for generations to come. I'm going to turn it back to Keith right now, and thank you all so much. Great audience. Love all the clapping.
All right, well, I will take over from here, Vern. So thank you so much for all of the value that you've added here tonight. And for everyone watching, I really hope that you were paying attention to all of the individual students that Vern was talking to, and just to see the emotion in them. You could just tell that they were so grateful for all the wisdom that Vern had to share with them. And Vern, even just listening to you speak, I can tell that you are a person that you are not in it for anything other than the joy and the satisfaction of seeing your students succeed. And that is so evident in just how you speak about your students and about how you just delight in their success. So thank you so much for that, for sharing those experiences. I think that there was a lot of value added here tonight. So just wrapping up the presentation here, guys, you know, when you're seeing a lot of these student success stories, you know, you might have the question come in through your head, well, why do some people win? And then inevitably you ask the question, well, why do some people lose? And the people that are winning, the people, the students, the success stories, what do they all have in common? And first and foremost, they hustle. And I can tell you as a coach, as a former student myself, you need to hustle in this industry, in this business. You have to be on top of things. You have to be on top of your learning. You have to be on top of yourself, just character-wise. It's really important that you make that commitment to yourself to success. When you see people doing real estate and what us coaches here are doing, what you'll find is that there's not any situation that will truly break us. It doesn't mean that we don't have problems. It doesn't mean that we don't have down days, but truly we have an unwavering desire to be successful. We are committed to that success. And that is the same type of attitude, of mindset that we want to share with you as coaches. We want to be there to encourage you to take action. So something I tell my students on a regular basis, and I say, guys, I can give you the first 50%. I will give you all the knowledge, the information, the experience, the mistakes. I'll give that all to you. The last 50% is you. You have to take action. And it doesn't matter how much I, encourage them, go with them. At the end of the day, they still have to put in the effort. And the great news is that if you put in the effort and if you take the advice of your coaches, that is a winning formula. That is a winning combination. You put those things together, you, my friend, will be very successful. And you'll do it through the education that we at Teammate Real Estate can provide you. So here is a brief overview of some of the mentorship packages. Now, on the left-hand side there, you're going to see stuff about the bronze membership. And I'll be honest, I'm not going to go into that into great detail just because I want to shift your focus over to the right side where you have the silver, gold, and platinum memberships. Now, I spoke before about how, Teammade Real Estate Academy is a lot like going to university. So the silver package is kind of like your bachelor's degree. The gold package is like a master's degree. And then finally, the platinum is like a PhD. And so just like your university degrees, they get more and more specialized as you go on. So if you are looking to just start out to get your feet wet, you'd definitely be looking more at that silver package. However, if you want to get more serious, if you want to learn how to really grow a portfolio, to grow a company, to have employees that you can manage, and to have quite a few bit of properties that you have under your management, well, then you'd be looking at getting more advanced with that as well. Now, you can always start out on a lower membership and then move up if you want as you go along. But just note that whatever your goals are, which next steps that you need to take, there is a package for you, and there is a membership, there's a coach that will be right for you as well. Now, you might be asking, what are some of the things that you might learn? And like I've said before, it's really the entire process. Any topic, anything that you might need to know in the real estate investment process, we teach it to you. So what does that include? That includes finding the deals, raising the capital. Now, before you buy the house, like Vern has talked about tonight, you need to negotiate, man, and you need to be a really, really good negotiator. And Vern's got lots of stories about all these different things that he's negotiated into deals before. So definitely ask him if you're ever curious about that. I don't know, Vern, if you've gotten any cars or got like a pony out of it, but I wouldn't be surprised with Vern's negotiation skills. We teach you as well how to write the offer to purchase. And if you write an offer to purchase incorrectly, that can really affect you, and that it's a legal document. You got to make sure that you're writing the correct OTPs. And we teach you management skills, how to manage the reno, how to find good contractors, how to manage them, how to keep them so that they're working for you at a fair price. And then once you have finished renovating the property, how do you be a landlord? What are the laws and rules and regulations that are binding to you as a landlord? How do you find good tenants? How do you, value a rental unit? How much should you be charging each month? There are so many nuances to real estate investing that, again, you don't know what you don't know. And trust us as experts and professionals that there's a lot that you probably don't know, but that's okay because we're here to show it to you. Now, if you don't have rentals, maybe you're doing flips. Well, you got to learn how to sell it, how to analyze those properties, those deals to see, are they viable? Am I going to make money from this? Or am I going to lose money, so I should stay away? How do I analyze comparable sales? How far back can I go to analyzing comparable sales? The refinancing process. Which lender should I use? What's an A lender versus a B lender? How about private lenders? How about using RSP and TFSA funds from Olympia Trust? There are so many different options for financing that if you don't have a clear understanding of it, you are definitely leaving money on the table. And then when you're setting up your investors, do you do joint ventures with your investors, or do you set them up as debt investors? There's advantages and disadvantages to each of those things. And then one of the greatest things that we teach you, in my opinion, is how to keep your money. It's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. And guess what, my friends? The number one theft of our money is in taxes. And I say it's theft because there's a whole lot of funds that we have to pay into and programs that we have to pay into that, let's just say, are not well managed. So it would be nice to keep those funds for yourself because guess what? You're a better manager than the government is. So someone might debate me on that. Feel free to send me a private message, no problem there. So in that teaching though, we will tell you all about how to structure corporations and doing it in such a way that really dramatically reduces the taxes that you have to pay. And this is all done legally, by the way. We're not talking about some crazy shell corporations. You know, Keith has got a bunch of those set up. I'm just kidding, Keith. He doesn't have any shell corporations. But we'll teach you how to keep those monies in the corp and to be able to reduce the tax burden. All of that to say, you guys, is that we effectively teach you how to retire from your job. So, you know, when I'm talking to my students, you know, I ask them, I say, you know, if you can raise $100,000 in capital, and that's something that we teach you how to do, that should be enough to renovate as a down payment, renovation cost for a property to do one flip. If you do even 2 flips in a year, you can make $40,000 a year just flipping houses. And that's the bare minimum. That's the most essential, easiest way to do it. And some of my students have done that. They've gone on to do that and to live off of those proceeds. And trust me, if they can do it, if I can do it, so can you. So, frequently asked questions. If you haven't had this thought already, you might. So the first question, does it cost money? Absolutely, it costs money. Would you ever ask that question when you step into a university? If you're going to University of Manitoba or University of Winnipeg and you want to take law or science or anything, you know, you don't ask the question, does it cost money? It's logical and sensible and normal for a university to ask money to provide a service, to provide a training for you. We are no different, but the difference actually is that we will teach you a skill set that you can leverage and that you can compound and repeat over and over again to build wealth that is not contingent on you trading your time for money. With real estate, you can do the reverse. You can take the money that you make and exchange it for more time. So that's the benefit of going through us versus a university. Now, will you have to do any work? Heck yeah, you will, and you'll have to do a lot of it, but that's okay. You know what? The best things in life, any one of the coaches up here can tell you, the best things in life, the most valuable things in life require sacrifice. They require time, they require money, they require persistence, they require so many things that more than the average person is willing to give. Now, if you want an average life, that's okay. You know, go work whatever job you want, go do whatever you want, that's great. But if you want something more that real estate can provide, that business can provide, then come chat with us because we would love to teach you how that can happen. Will you have to get out of your comfort zone? Yes, you will, 100%. If you look back in history and you look back at just great historical figures, when something monumental was done, I can promise you that for all of those people, they had to step out of their comfort zone to do that. They probably stepped into a situation, they were scared, they had no idea, they had to learn it, it took perseverance, but regardless, they had to get out of their comfort zone. You know, we don't remember people in history that stay within their comfort zone. If you look back in all the historical texts, we hear about the reverse, people that jumped out into an uncomfortable situation and did something with it. And lastly, will you get your first deal done? If you've been listening to me drone on and on about this tonight, yes, you will absolutely get your first deal done. We walk you through it. This is not just a drop you in the middle of nowhere kind of deal. We will get you there when we will guide you through it. So you can book a strategy session with any of our certified coaches. So there's the contact information below over there. We're also going to post this information a few more slides down. However, if you are thinking about doing that, I'd really recommend right now, just do a quick screen grab or just take a picture with a cell phone. And any one of us are more than happy to be able to help you with your real estate goals and just to see. This is, again, a free 1-hour strategy session. Everyone here is accredited, certified, and experienced. All of us, as I mentioned, we all have our own different strengths and different niche areas, but at the end of the day, we all understand real estate and we understand the basics, the foundation, and we would be happy to help you build your foundation as well. So what's next for you guys? Well, we want to encourage you to go out there and to learn something new. Try something different than what you've normally been doing. 2021 is coming up just around the corner. So really take pause, take a step back, and try to understand, what do I want different for this next year coming up? Because there's a whole lot more that you can do, that any of us can do really, to make our lives better. And so we want to help you to make this upcoming year your best year. And I remember listening to a leadership expert, and he had always had this slogan that's always stuck with me. He said, the rest of your life should be the best of your life. So what that means is, it doesn't matter where you've come from. It doesn't matter, what trials and tribulations you've had. All you have to know is that you can make a decision today to invest in yourself, and you can truly make the rest of your life the best of your life. But you got to do it now. You got to do something before it is too late. So one example that Vern talked about a little bit is that we encourage people to put aside, even just 1 hour a day. And yes, that means you're probably going to have to watch a little less Netflix or whatever thing else that's not adding value to your life, and that's okay. Because that 1 hour a day is going to compound over time, and it comes out to being 52 work days in a year worth of action if you just take 1 hour per day. And that's incredible. And that's truly, you hear about the concept of compounding and how powerful that is in finances. Same is true with your time as well. And what would you do with that time? Go look at a property, make an offer, commit to yourself to just doing at least one deal in the next year. That is very, very doable. I started off doing one deal at a time. Now I'm doing 2 to 3 per month, usually on average. And we're looking to grow that and to scale that more. And again, you guys, I am no different than any of you. All of the coaches up here, we're no different than any of you. We all started, we were amateurs. We had no idea what we were doing. But you know what? We had coaches, we read books, we took action, we did all these things, all the things that you guys can do as potential students as well. So some action steps here. Remember that plan, remember that vision that you have. We want you to take action, whatever that looks like for you. And remember, you are responsible for creating your future. Do not go throughout this entire life just thinking that you're a passenger on a ship, okay? You are the captain of that ship. It sounds very cliche and cheesy, and I get it, but it's true. You need to visualize that. Life is not just about what happens around you, it's about what you make happen in life. So again, we're available for you guys to book that strategy session. Really encourage you to take charge, and we are hopeful that you'll attend our next meeting coming up on September 28th. It's just over a month from today, so make sure you guys put that in your calendars as well, and we will hopefully see you there. And that is it for the formal presentation. Now I would love to open it up to some questions. Hopefully you guys were asking some questions along the way here, but we will see.
Any questions, you can type them in the Q&A section. Feel free to give us a tough time. Don't be scared.
Well, and I'm just going to add to that as well is, it's pretty rare to have 4 experts on a panel literally at your beck and call, ready to answer any questions that you have, whether it's about the academy, the training program, or maybe you've just got a situation right now and you're just really stuck. I'm telling you, the 4 guys up here, we can definitely help and add some value here tonight. And you never know, the same problem that you might be struggling with might be something that somebody else is struggling with as well. I promise you, there is no such thing as a dumb question. Sometimes my students will say, sorry for the dumb question, and I'll actually have to berate them a little bit because I love, love, love questions. All the coaches up here love it when you ask questions because it means you're thinking. It means you're taking the perspective on from somebody else. It means that there's a problem, there's an issue, and you're not too prideful or not too bashful to pose your question out to somebody who might have been there before. So we'll leave it open here for maybe another 30 seconds or so.
Well, just while they're doing that, Garrett, I just want to commend you there as well. One of the things that one of my early mentors taught me was that the only dumb question there is the one you don't ask, okay? And while they're giving that some thought, I'm just going to make mention that I've set up a coaches panel starting tomorrow night, every Tuesday from now onward. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m., I'm going to have a coach on Zoom at 8 p.m. And if anybody wants invites to that, you can just talk to us, get an invite to that. But our first one is starting tomorrow. It's at 8 p.m. The topic each week will be a different topic. The topic I'm doing tomorrow will be on field training, negotiating, and creating maximum allowable offers. Plus, every Saturday, the Bird 2-for-1 coaching team, which Vishal is with me here, we're doing our trainings on Zoom every Saturday at 10:30, and anyone's welcome to attend. And these will be ongoing sessions, Tuesday 8 p.m. and Saturday 10:30. Any questions come in? Anybody out there? Will we put them all to sleep? No questions? Okay. Well, Vishal, any questions?
Can I ask you a question on the thing here?
Yeah, sure.
When did you get your first coach, Vern? When did you start realizing that you wanted to get a coach? You're almost 70 now, and I'm sure you've done a lot of coaching, but I'm sure you've had coaches yourself. I have a coach myself.
Yeah.
I want to hear it from you firsthand. What's your coaching experience, Vern, at being a mentee?
I was very fortunate at just turning 19. I had already positioned myself to take on my first family home when I was still 18, but I didn't actually take possession until I just turned 19. And in preparation for that and learning a little bit more about it, I noticed I was an avid classified ad reader. So what I did was those rag papers you get at 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I saw a little ad. Buy real estate with no money down. Okay, $9.99. I filled out the money order, mailed it away. 4 weeks later, the book comes, and yeah, it showed me how to buy a house with no money down. And all the first paragraph, it said this: whatever you want when you're looking at a property, whatever you want in that property, ask for it. Because if you don't ask, you don't get. Okay, so I'm very famous for making offers on houses and all contents. Take whatever you want and get out. That's my famous offer. Okay, and we are solution providers. That's what we do. We provide solutions. And when an elderly parent is moving to assisted living or passes, unfortunately, then the adult children and sometimes the senior adult children have to deal with a house full of 50, 60, 70 years of belongings.
Yeah.
And just one headache after another. So we solve that solution. But what Ed Beckley taught me in his book, No Money Down, and it took me about 3 years to find him on the phone. And then took me another 8 years to meet him in person. And then we did many, many deals together. Ed Beckley wrote a book called No Money Down. He was my first coaching mentor. I've also mentored with Dean Graciosi, Sam Miller, and Scott Yancey, Paul Hecht, Glenn Purdy. I've worked with them both here in Canada and the United States. I've been around a long time. So anyways, book sessions with us, people online, any questions like that, and our ongoing Bird 2-for-1 coaching mentoring on Tuesdays and Saturdays is open to everyone.
You touched on it there briefly, Vern, when you're talking about the No Money Down, but Sharon actually has a question. She says, how do you finance a house without your money?
Without my money? Well, funny you should say that. Every time we're looking at properties or new people starting in the business, okay, you make it known to people that you're learning about real estate, investing, and then you're going to get the negatives, oh, my cousin did that, and his tenants burnt the house down. Well, personally, I hope they burn my houses down. I'll get brand new houses because they're all insured. Okay, so that's not a concern. But what I'm looking for, what I'm listening for, is the one who says, you know, I thought about learning that. Well, funny you should say that. Come with me, I'll take you under my wing. Ed Beckley took me under his wing and taught me. So teach someone what you're doing. Show them what you're doing, but don't show them the exact house you're looking to buy, because they could go buy it without you, okay? And then when you have an offer on a property and you have this person under your wing, you say to them, okay, I have an accepted offer. Now I have to go find a funding partner because I need 40,000 for the down payment, and I need a credit partner for the mortgage, and then I need another money partner for the renovation money. And all I'm doing is listening to hear if they say, I might be able to. And they're joint venture with that person. That's one technique. That's easy. Okay? Another technique is simple. And you heard this one in the very last student success tonight. Got a good deal on property, got it under assessed value, put in 10,000 and some of their own labor, and managed to take out a huge chunk of cash on the refi. Not only their 10,000, but a big chunk on top of that. Okay, so simple: buy, fix, refinance, and rent it out. Okay, so you take a credit partner for the down payment, or pardon me, a cash partner for the down payment, a credit partner for the mortgage, a cash partner for the renovation, refinance it all, pay them off, and that family had a large chunk of money left over, and the tenant in place and pays it down. Plus, they're making 5 bills a month on top of that. That's how we do this. And if you want more on that, I'd be happy to discuss it with you. You've got my contact info there. My phone number as well is on my Facebook. Okay. And this is one thing too, guys. When I decided to share some of the skills and knowledge that I have, I'm not a secret agent. You can find me anywhere. You can find me on social medias with my contact information, but I don't engage on social medias. You want to talk to me? That's why my contact info is there. Talk direct to me. And tonight you heard it direct from the horse's mouth. Thank you.
All right, folks. Well, I believe that is it for questions. We just wanted to thank all of you as coaches for Teammade Real Estate for attending tonight. We really hope that you got something of value from this presentation. I know I certainly did. Guarantee you the coaches up here did as well. Just listening to Vern and his wisdom and just the amazing experiences and interactions that he has with his students. And if that's something that you guys are wanting to do, we really look forward to having that meeting with you, having that relationship with you, and just seeing your success and seeing you guys get to the next level. So again, contact info is on your screen there. We hope you have a wonderful night, and we look forward to seeing you at our next presentation in September. But until then, take care, and we'll see you at the next one.
Thank you, everyone. Bye now.